MVP, 5-time WCW champion. You listen to WNS podcast. Now, can you dig that, sucker?
You're listening to the official Wrestling News Source podcast. For all of your information, go to WrestlingNewsSource.com or check us out on Facebook by searching WrestlingNewsSource.com or WNS Podcast. You can also find us on YouTube, Twitter, Stitcher, and iTunes by searching Wrestling News Source Podcast or WNS Podcast. Now being broadcast in over 45 different countries, here are your hosts, Daniel Herron, Tyler Abear, and Doug.
That's right. What's up, everyone? I am Daniel Herron.
I'm Tyler Abear.
I'm Doug.
And we welcome you to episode 330 of the official podcast for WrestlingNewsSource.com. For all of your information, go to WrestlingNewsSource.com. Check us out on Facebook, WrestlingNewsSource.com. You can find us on Facebook, WNS Podcast, on YouTube, WNSvideo, and on iTunes, Wrestling News Source Podcast.
We're on Stitcher, Beyond Pod, Player.fm, and Satchel. Just search Wrestling News Source Podcast to find us.
You can follow the podcast on Twitter at WNS Podcast. Daniel's at WNS_Daniel. And Tyler's at Tyler_Abear.
There you go. So welcome to the show. Got plenty to cover this week. We're going to talk about Raw, Smackdown Live. Going to give you our Great Balls of Fire predictions.
Balls.
And more. So welcome to the show. Tyler, how you doing?
I'm doing all right.
Yeah?
Yes.
Hanging in there?
I'm hanging in there.
Did you have a good 4th of July weekend?
Yes.
Did you have a good birthday weekend?
Yes. I was about to say July 4th. It was just a boring day. I didn't really do anything.
Yeah.
Played video games a little bit. I played more on July 3rd.
Nice. Lucky you for getting Monday off. I was out of my mind bored at work Monday just because half the people were taking off anyways. I felt dumb being there, but at least I'm going to get paid for it, so whatever. Doug, how are you?
I'm all right.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Hanging in there? Do you enjoy your 4th?
It was fun.
Yeah. Pop any fireworks?
Nah, man.
No? All right. Well, before we get into the show,
fireworks.
Yeah, as did I. Some were going until about midnight last night for me. It was I was ready for it to end, and then I realized I'm starting to get old, where I'm like, okay, enough fireworks.
It doesn't bother me. I can sleep through that stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Like if it was on the weekend, I wouldn't have much of an issue on it, but it's like, dude, I got to be at work, and I don't want to have to deal with all that. But anywho, but we do have some feedback, and it's coming from James, and also has a question. James says, I don't know the Ball family regarding last week's Raw, and I even follow sports. But I do have a question. Do y'all think the WWE is getting overcrowded where good wrestlers are getting wasted because they can't get pay-per-view or TV time? So thank you for the question, James.
I mean, yeah, but it's the nature of the beast. There is only so many people that you can showcase. Mm-hmm. They could do a better job than what they do, but even if they did a good job, there would still be people who just they wouldn't have time for.
Sure.
I think a lot of the problem to me is like parody booking. Like there's too much like trading wins back and forth. There's like a handful of guys who you would say is the top of the card, and there's maybe a handful of guys who you would say is the bottom of the card. There's just a big blob of dudes in the middle who all feel about the same, like on the same level, and that's a problem. There's a much better way of keeping, a couple of those dudes, a handful of those guys not so 50-50 with the rest of the pack, and keep them on simmer for whenever you need to feather them in through like the main event scene, or bring a guy back down and have him, if you have someone to feud with. There is a better job they can do. But even if they did the best job they could do, there are people
There's going to be left out.
Just the nature of how many people are on the roster are going to be left out.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where naturally they have to focus on the championships because that's the whole reason why they're air quote in the business.
And they're getting more people.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Is like you only have so many championships, only so many stories that you can tell. Like you have your championship stories, you have a couple of feuds here and there, and then you're trying to build talent in the process. And
I'm interested. Well, I'm not. I am, but I'm not, because you don't want someone to lose a job. But I'm interested if whenever they're doing cutbacks, who's going to get cut.
Yeah.
when they do it or if they do it. You know,
I don't think they do that shit anymore. I mean, we didn't get that big mass like exodus last year. There have been a couple of people who've asked for the release.
It's always
But
after WrestleMania.
There should get a point as certain, like, I don't know.
They have like so many different brands now, and they've segmented the company in such ways that if they weren't going to do something, they could just send them to like another part of the company.
Mm-hmm.
They don't. I mean, we haven't gotten one of those like we cut 12 people like we usually get. Like they've been like Simon Gotch asked for his release. So I know
Cody Rhodes.
He asked for his release, but they didn't
guess-
say like here's 12 guys that just don't work here anymore.
Well, they had that this year, but it was all like NXT developmental projects. Where,
Yeah, but I wouldn't even call those guys projects.
well, I mean, like, possible
Developmental
up and comers
talent.
in the
Yeah.
NXT world. So, yeah, I mean, it's just
I mean, I know like Solomon Crow like asked for his release, but that may have been last year.
Yeah,
That's been a while.
We're about to get more people because this month, right, is the Mae Young
yes,
Classic.
yeah.
I think it's the 13th, the 14th and 15th or something, 15th and 16th, something like that.
That should be fun to watch.
14th and 15th. Whatever that weekend is.
Who's calling that? Do we know?
JR and Lita.
Lita.
God damn, I hope he is better on that than he fucking was on G1 because he sucked ass.
Oh, really?
JR was very bad.
Who's calling it? JR and
Josh Barnett. The same people, the Axis New Japan team like did the English commentary. And JR was very bad.
It does seem like in the past few years that JR's game has sort of thinned down a little bit.
Maybe you can attribute it to he's going through a lot. I know he lost his wife
Yeah.
not too long ago, but he was like didn't know who people were, didn't know
Really?
like Barnett spent a lot of time just covering for shit that JR just didn't know.
wow.
And that's just like I didn't even bother to do my homework shit, you know, and I didn't know who is this or what is this, you know.
Give us give us an example. He just like, oh, he would say that. I don't know.
Oh
too
no,
much.
it's like I'm trying to think of an example. Like Bushi, who's like a masked wrestler, like he confused him for something like completely else, or he was like, "Who is that?" or something like that, and then Barnett's like, "I had to be like, that's this." It may have not have been Bushi, but it was someone who he was like, I don't know, and then like shit like the Tempura Boys, he would call them like the Teriyaki Boys, which may have just been like a fucking slip or whatever, but it was so many of those things that it was just like, what is he doing? He was very bad, noticeably bad.
What do you like compare people to like? Is I remember watching what was it, Kingdom Wrestle Kingdom, that time where he was calling it with Matt Stryker, and he would like always compare certain people to people like that were in WWE and stuff like that.
He always was that. That's like his style. That's like his way of like
complimenting, I guess.
I wouldn't even say complimenting. I think it's like his way of like having a reference point for himself, even, you know, like so he knows what he's trying to get across. He was very bad.
Well, I've noticed like a change. Like he's not as intense as he once was.
Some
Maybe that's
people were
just
saying like they thought he might have been drunk and shit, and I don't
Wow.
like that's allegations. I don't know if he was drinking or not. I'm just saying like he was not good. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, I've said that, you know, in years past that I have noticed sort of a change in the way that he presents himself. Like he's sort of lost that intensity that he was really known for. You know, I hate to throw it back to the Attitude Era where he's like screaming his head off by the end of the match, and I'm sure his blood pressure has something to do with that because, you know, if you're screaming like that, your blood pressure's got to be going through the roof. So he just sounds very calm.
See, for me, I don't need him screaming. I know that's like a trademark thing that people
Sure.
associate with him. I don't personally need him to scream, but I do know, like from past, you know, from decades of hearing him call matches, he knows, or at least knew, past tense, how to get across the story of a match. And this was just like, I at least expect that much out of him. I don't need him to scream, but when he just doesn't know, like he's confused as to who people are, what the story is, like it's like nuts and bolts shit, not like getting like emotion across shit. It's like stuff that he should still be able to do.
How many specials was it?
Well, I don't get access because it's just not in my cable package. I subscribe to New Japan World, so I believe it is the Friday night show they aired live on Access and on New Japan World, and the Sunday show they aired live on New Japan World and is taped and is going to show this coming up Friday on Access. So night 2 is coming up on. If you have access, night 2 is coming up Friday.
I'll have to check my my
have
DVR.
access?
Yeah, I do, and I have New Japan recorded, and it keeps the last 5 episodes. But I just never really get around to watching it. So
you
I'll have
probably
to check.
you probably have night 1 then of the special, which is solid enough, but not great. But night 2 is much better. I would definitely go out of your way to see night 2.
Okay. Well, and if that's
I
going
would
to
like
be the
to see
case,
it.
and
It'll be this coming up Friday, like in a couple of days.
I only have basic cable, but somehow I'd like to see it. And also,
well, if that's the case, and I do end up having it, you guys can come over and check it out.
Or if you give me like some storage, I can put it on your.
you know what I have now?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I saw Noah. I talked to him before you
Yeah,
got
he
there.
got me that. Was it Passport?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
You can. I mean, if you want to watch Rodino, or if you want to give me that, I can probably like put it on there for you.
I can put a lot of shit on that. It's 1 terabyte.
Nice. So, so G1 pretty good.
This isn't technically the G1. This was like the G1 in the USA special. It's sort of like them testing the ground. They're trying to expand into the USA. The first dipping their toe in was the Axis shit. Now this is their first like running like full-fledged. There was a couple of years ago they did like some co-promoted with JAPW like co-promoted shows. This was sort of like them on their own full-fledged type of deal.
How do you think
And,
it was successful?
Well, it's hard to gauge if they're trying to do a full-on U.S. territory. Like they announced, like they ran a 2,000 seat building, which they sold out instantly. But that's not a good gauge because the 2,000 is not all people. They ran in Long Beach, California, and that's not all local people that showed up. Those were fly-ins from all different states and stuff. So it's not a really good gauge of if they had to promote like what, like it would be a better gauge if they ran like a 10,000 seat arena and then they would know like they weren't necessarily going to sell that out and then they would know exactly where they were.
Yeah.
So, but the idea is like to run a U.S. territory based out of California. Like they're reopening they had a New Japan dojo in Los Angeles. I don't know if it was in LA, but it was in California for sure, like years ago. They're reopening that by the end of this year, and they say like Kidani, like there was an interview with translated with Kidani who says they're trying to get dates like by no later than like March and April of next year, like where they're going to run U.S. shows like out of that territory, like with some regularity. Now I don't know what that looks like, but that's what he says. So they looks like they're gauging it as a success, but I don't know how you'd really know when you only ran a 2,000 seat arena and you sold out instantly. You don't know, like that's not a good gauge. That may be like your top. You know, it's hard to say. But I mean, artistically, I thought the shows were strong shows. But like business wise, who knows until we see more and we see them running out of. I mean, they can run like a Chicago, New York, and get 2,000 easy. But like, we need to see bigger buildings and we need to see like outside of major markets to know like what sort of business they can do.
I'm not gonna go into a lot of those matches. There's just one thing I was just curious about. I mean, I like his kind of style being with the Bullet Club, but I haven't I've seen like a few things when he was in Ring of Honor. But how was Cody and Okada?
I'm not a Cody guy. I don't think.
I was about to say because it's not.
I think he's in over his head. I mean, he's fine. He can not embarrass. Okay, it sounds like I'm paying him a disservice, or I'm actually like slagging him down whenever I say he's not gonna like go in there and embarrass himself or anything. But to me, he's just not affluent like in the style. Like and he's a different kind of wrestler. He doesn't work the New Japan main event style, even though he tries to like mesh with it. And to me, a lot of his like character work is like so over the top that it's like a major turnoff for me. Like he there's like no subtlety to what he does, in my opinion. To me, I just don't like the guy.
Are you saying his style? He still like works WWE type of.
Not exactly, but also somewhere between that and New Japan style. I wouldn't say he wrestles like an actual New Japan like main event style. I wouldn't say he works that style either. So somewhere in between. And he was fine. The match was fine, but I don't think the match was good or great.
Yeah.
I mean, there was much better. I think Zack Sabre Jr. had they're bringing him in for the G1. I think he had a much stronger showing over the weekend where he had, it's a lot harder to have like a awesome like 10-minute match. And he had a good match with Juice Robinson, who is not, not the worst guy by any stretch, but also not like an Ishii or something who you're guaranteed to have a good match with, which he did also have a good match with Ishii the second night. Speaking of, like, he got Zack Sabre Jr. had Ishii tied up in just like, I have not seen a crowd reaction to a guy getting a rope break like this, and I don't know how long. He got such a pop, like Zack Sabre Jr. had him tied up, and he was like just trying to get to the ropes, and like just the heat that they got off of this one spot. Like I haven't seen like that kind of reaction for someone just making a rope break in I don't know how long. Yeah. It was like one of those kind of things. I don't know. It's just.
I'll tell you what, man. I'm definitely interested in watching it for sure.
Ishii had a good weekend. Omega obviously had a good weekend. It was sort of built around Omega like winning the belt, and there was this one. The main event of night 2, which is, I mean, if you're pay attention to wrestling media, you already know Omega has the belt. This is not really a spoiler. This is just like a spot, a spot in the match. But in the main event, which is like the finals of the tournament, Ishii versus Omega, there's a spot where he's going to go for a dragon sleeper. They have a table set up. He has Ishii on the ropes on the outside where he's going to dragon sleeper him off the apron through the table, but he's working to get it right. Yeah. And like it takes him a while. He gets one hooked, and they're still working. Then finally he gets the other one hooked. So he's in dragon suplex position. Ishii bites the fucking ropes to like hang on to like. Omega eventually gets it, but it's like one of those visuals. You could probably go on and see a gif of it. It's just really cool. It's like where he fought so long to get the position, and then it was just like. Fuck it! He just bit the rope to like hang on from the.
That's awesome.
It's
what will one do?
It was a good match, and it was a good. The second show is much stronger, but the first night is fun too.
I didn't look at spoiler. Well, no, there was 2 things I saw online, but I knew that Kenny won it because I don't know why, but I watch at times the YouTube show of the Elite with Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks doing their own goofy shit and stuff like that. So
you saw the DM one?
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah. Whoever that guy was at
That's
the
a shot at Rollins, you know that.
Oh, was it? Okay. Okay, now I remember and stuff. Okay.
If you look at the pictures, they're like the same like poses as the Rollins ones and shit.
But man, it was just hilarious. I forgot who that guy was at the beginning. He's like, "Hey man, how's it going?" I said, "Man, I saw your DMs." And Kenny was like, "Oh!" He's like, "I gotta go." It was just so hilarious, and with all that stuff, and I don't know. I just started watching certain episodes because I don't know what certain jokes they say, what it means. Like I don't understand why they keep on saying "fuck the revival."
Just because they had their like internet feud, like they had their internet feud with the New Day and stuff.
Oh, okay, I did not know they did that. Okay, yeah. That's why. But no, yeah, that's pretty funny. Cool. Yeah. I'm gonna have to watch that this week.
Yeah, I mean, I would say if you have access to access, I'd say it's worth. I'd say it's worth it. I don't know if it's gonna air its entirety or if they're gonna edit it down because it's a pretty long show. But I'd say it's worth your Friday night if you're into it.
Shit, man, that stuff. All those matches are pretty much entertaining. So, it's just.
Oh, there was definitely some stinkers on the show. I'm not gonna say that. Yeah, Tanahashi Billy Gunn was pretty bad.
Did you say Billy Gunn?
Yeah. They had him there just as like a
shocking. I know that he could possibly have a bad match, but
no. I know
he was fine in the tag stuff, but he can't work. He's too old. He can't.
Billy Gunn and Road Dogg are awesome in my mind because Nostalgia Act.
Yeah, well,
but they don't.
Yeah, but he got booed as a Nostalgia Act. He came in.
He's doing the suck it stuff.
Did he forget his lines?
No, he didn't. But I mean, he knew the.
And if you're not down with that,
when you're there as a Nostalgia Act and you get booed as a Nostalgia Act, that's pretty bad.
Get the fuck off the stage. Yeah.
That was. He worked into it. He's like, oh, they're gonna boo me, so he started like edging up as a heel. But he's smart enough to do that, but he's not. he doesn't really have it anymore. He was fine in tag matches because he can do his couple of spots and whatever, but he can't work a singles match with fucking Tanahashi. Like he's way past that point in his
He's
career.
an ass, man.
Sorry, speaking of that, Billy Gunn, did you see that thing on the Elite episode where Colt Cabana is like singing, or he's like saying the lyrics to the song Ass Man? He's like, I like to squeeze them. He's like serious, and they show him clips if he keeps on saying it over and over. And then he like meets like Billy Gunn in the bathroom and stuff like that. And then this is at one of those House of Hardcore shows, and Tommy Dreamer comes out of the bathroom stall and says, I'm an ass man or something like that, and scares him off.
I haven't seen that one.
Yeah.
Can't say I've seen that one.
Okay. That's funny.
All right.
I believe you. I just didn't see that one.
Looks like we've got some wrestling to watch. I'll check my DVR and let you guys know. So we have Raw, the go home show before Great Balls of Fire. I thought this was actually a pretty enjoyable and entertaining Raw. It had some
Are you
good parts.
surprised? Because I know that you're kind of getting,
Yeah, I found myself
pissed off, burnt, with Raw.
Yeah, I've been sort of burnt out lately.
You think that it helps with like this whole? I'm not saying this. Maybe this will carry the pay-per-view, but I'm talking about like with Samoa Joe and Brock Lesnar. That's like that's a high point.
Looking at the card, I'm really shocked at how invested I am in the matches. They've done like
what are you invested in?
I'm excited to see Samoa Joe versus Brock Lesnar. I felt like they've done an excellent job of building that up. I'm excited to see Roman Reigns versus Braun Strowman. I'm excited to see Enzo and Big Cass. I'm okay with Hardy Boys, Cesaro and Sheamus. I don't care about Bray Wyatt and Seth Rollins. That's going to be a cool down match. Sasha Banks versus Alexa Bliss. It's going to be all right. They even put some build in Akira Tozawa versus Neville. So
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. So I'm pleasantly surprised at how well built the majority of the matches have been for this pay-per-view. The fact that they're all not just thrown together.
You know what I believe in?
The power
of Tozawa.
There you go. Are you on the Titus brand worldwide? Titus worldwide.
Man. I support him.
Worldwide. So we kick Raw off with Enzo coming out to cut just a crazy promo, talking about you killed me as a brother, but I was reborn. It gave me CPR and all that. Just
you think with the I think it worked, but in y'all's opinion, do you think like him like coming from the heart, but also the one-liners with it too, it worked?
I think so, because that's part of his character, and that's he's going to what made him over with the crowd, while also saying, hey, this is how I got over with you guys. I still feel
the
like 7 foot tall, one-liner was only a one-liner because I wrote that one line. So without me, he's nothing.
I still feel like, in my opinion, I could be wrong, I feel like Enzo's over more than Cassius.
Well, sure.
Just because the talking, I think.
Yeah, but they've done an okay job with Big Cass. I'm worried about what's going to happen after the match, because obviously both of these guys are going to have to go their separate ways, and then they're just going to get lost in the shuffle. I mean, it's inevitable that, like we said at the beginning of the show, there's only so many championships. There's only so many storylines. These two guys, I'm sorry, they're going to get lost in the shuffle unless they have something planned for both of them already.
I don't know. I feel like I'm more invested in Enzo than Cass.
Yeah, but either way, I don't know where they're going to go from here once this feud is over. And
I hope they both have success.
Yeah. But Enzo ends up attacking Big Cass backstage.
I like that like jump. Yeah. I don't know if someone launched him or jumped. Or...
that had to have been a jump. Maybe he borrowed Sin Cara's trampoline or something.
I was about to say, is there a small trampoline?
Yeah. Doug, what did you think about his opening promo?
I didn't like it. It didn't work for me at all.
Yeah.
I think if there is a time to, like, if there's ever a time to be serious, it's when a guy who, like, you claim is your brother, like, betrays you. I think he came out dancing. To me, that's more than, to me, that's not just, there's a difference between, like, knowing your character and just, like, going through your same old shit. I thought he was too concerned with wordplay and being clever. Like, I have this problem with it's hard for me to buy you having being earnest and also being clever at the same time. It's sort of like you have to pick one or the other, because if you're so concerned with what you say to the point where you're trying to say clever things, then it's not coming from the heart. You're thinking too much about it. And to me, I think there has to be like a modicum of that in Enzo, because that is his character. There should be, to a certain extent, a couple of wordplay lines that he always says. But to me, it was too much. Like, it was too like me doing my shtick. And if there's ever a time to not do the same old shtick, is like this. This is the time you don't do the same old shtick.
That's what I thought, you know?
Yeah.
I was like...
That's a good point.
Because in my head, I was like, I see that he was trying to do that, you know, coming from the heart, but I was like, in my head, I was like, he's doing those one-liners, but I know that's I don't know. I know that's him.
And none of his lines were bangers or anything. So it's not like he hit anything like fucking, like, so, like...
Oh!
Yeah, and
Snap.
And to me, it wasn't time for that. I mean, there's always, what I expect from Enzo in an Enzo promo, there always has to be something to that effect in there. But in a case like this, it should be dialed way back. And they didn't dial it back enough. And I don't know if he's been given free reign, or if he seems to have a unique enough style of a promo that he doesn't feel written for. Like, they're obviously giving him points to hit, but he doesn't feel like he's written for verbatim. He doesn't feel like he's reading a promo. So someone should have told him or like worked with him enough to be like, you have to dial some of the shtick back for this to work. And it just didn't work at all for me. I don't know. Your mileage may vary, but it just, to me, it seems...
The part you said about him, you know, coming out and dancing, doing like the normal run through, I can see your point on that. I think it would have said a lot more without saying anything had he just walked straight to the ring, all serious business. Listen, you know, I put everything into this. You betrayed me. I gave you a second chance. You betrayed me again. You know, here's how I feel about it.
Yeah, I tell you what, was it last week or was it 2 weeks ago? Whenever Enzo was crying, I can't cry on command.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how he did. It's like you have to think of something sad.
Some people teardrop tattoo. Is that what that thing was on the face? Did he get a teardrop tattoo?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't remember seeing that.
There was something like there was a mark on his face. I was like,
probably had a Sharpie put on there or something.
Maybe.
Draw a little tear. Gangsta tear. We got to see Sasha Banks and Bayley go up against Nia Jax and Alexa Bliss. Apparently, either right before or during commercial, Nia Jax took out Bayley, and they never gave like an update as far as what was that was about. You got the hiccups, man.
They brought her to the back, but
yeah. But it was interesting, and then so they were like, "Oh, it's now a 2-on-1 handicap match." And
well, I think it was basically just
to build up Sasha.
Well,
Sasha.
No, I just think it's if there's not a good, like, it's hard to come up with a reason why Sasha and Bayley as a team shouldn't win that match. Do you know what I mean? Like, they are the most over women in the division. They are the most like clouded as far as ability wise. So if you have them there together and it's a fair match, then they should win that match.
Yeah.
If the baby faces aren't outnumbered and they aren't cheated against, then they should win that match. Like, that's how they that's in their universe, that's how they book. So they had to take one out so they could be like justify why she gets beat going in.
Gotcha. Let's see. After that, we got to see Braun Strowman going up to Kurt Angle saying, "I want some competition. Roman Reigns isn't even here tonight. What are you going to do if he doesn't even show up at Great Balls of Fire?" So Kurt Angle said, "Don't worry, we'll get you somebody."
I missed that part. The only thing I saw, like, everyone was posting like clips of Braun like kicking
Apollo
whenever he was trying to do that move or whatever, and
that was great.
That was in the main event, though.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. This is backstage. He's talking to Kurt Angle.
I had a point. I was gonna say something, but I just had a brain fart.
Brain hiccup.
Oh, okay. Was Titus with Apollo with all that stuff? Okay.
Yeah. They had. We'll jump ahead to it where Titus was backstage hyping up Apollo Crews. You know, Crews can't lose and doing all this stuff.
I'm sorry. I want to get on Titus right now. What do you think? Like, his role is just going to be like just to support his players, or you think he's just going to be like, because he was a heel, trying to be, get these people and part of this group, but we didn't take him serious at first. Like, oh, okay, he's part of this, but now he's going to try to get these people together. You think he's just he's just gonna be a part of his brand and stuff like that, and focus on his people? You think that's what he's gonna do?
I mean, I think they've walked away from the heel stuff.
Yeah.
And so I think he's just a manager right now. And
I feel it works.
Even before the podcast, I went and watched 205 Live, and he came out and was playing to the crowd and doing his little
that part.
Part. So yeah, I think they're starting to catch on with the crowd a little bit with the Titus brand, Titus Worldwide.
So
I think there's something there. I think there's something to it. I think it can catch on. I think it's kind of catching on to like a smaller extent already, and. Guys like Apollo doesn't have a lot of personality. He is, he's got some ability in the ring, but he doesn't have a lot of personality. Tozawa is not a great. Tozawa has a lot of personality, but he's not a great English speaker.
Mm-hmm.
So you get a guy like, in the past, it's weird because in the past, like Titus has had major flubs, and like there are like. Videos on YouTube, I'm sure that you can find mocking the shit out of him.
Make it a win.
But there is a certain charisma that he does have. That I get fucking tied on my words every fucking few minutes. So I mean, like, who am I to say? He does have a lot of personality and a lot of charisma and a lot of presence. So for guys who don't have that or guys who can't speak super well, why not fucking put him?
I'll tell you what, my wife likes Titus. She really does. When we're at the house show and stuff.
Titus. I've been banging the Titus drum for a bit,
I think longer than us, but because at first I was one of those guys who made fun of him because of the make it a win thing.
Oh well, so did I. I mean, look, that's just a very make funnable moment. I mean, you can't,
That's the mustache from NXT. The mustache.
Yeah, that. Promo. I mean, I like primetime players. I like even though it really didn't take off or they didn't really push it, but the Slater Gator thing was cool. Or we wished it was cool.
It was kind of cool.
It was kind of cool, but they didn't really.
No,
they didn't do anything.
They were like on the C show tagging, so
Yeah. This stuff, man. I love the press conferences.
Yes.
I love
Next question.
I mean, he still does sort of flub a line here and there, but I don't mind.
He makes it work
because I
makes it a win.
Because I buy into the character overall. Like, I don't need you to nail every syllable of your line perfectly. I just need to believe you are who you say you are when you're talking. You know what I mean? And I buy that for him. Like someone like Seth Rollins, like every fifth word that falls out of his mouth, I'm calling bullshit on. I'm like, false, phony, you're a fake. Like, what's wrong with you? I don't buy anything you're fucking telling me. And and there's a world of difference between what Seth Rollins is trying to portray and what Titus is trying to portray, but still authenticity matters. And like, if you don't feel it, then you just don't feel it.
What about Bray Wyatt?
I don't feel it.
Every fourth word.
I don't buy it.
Who do you believe in more, Bray Wyatt or Dolph Ziggler?
I don't know. I mean,
I'm just joking.
I don't even know how to answer the question. I mean, like, Bray isn't even a matter of authenticity. Bray is like, I don't even know what he's trying to say. You know what I mean? Like,
he doesn't even believe in himself.
Follow the buzzards.
Yeah, I don't know.
But go back to Titus. I'm enjoying it, and I hope that it can go into the future and be more successful. Maybe, I don't know,
build that brand.
Get the brand successful, the guys successful. Maybe add another guy. I don't know. Just we'll see how it goes.
Titus brand worldwide.
Well, yeah. So did Tozawa? He agreed, or he hasn't agreed to be part of Titus?
He's like unofficially.
They never said, "Hey, Tozawa, are you in or what?" They just were like, just started saying, "Looks like Tozawa's in, so he's in." Right?
I'm gonna be disappointed.
He was in the VIP section set up by Titus. That's an acceptance.
That nice suit and those nice glasses.
That's right.
I'm gonna be disappointed. Say if Tozawa wins,
Titus's
and
phone
he
calls.
does not go with Titus brand.
They can't break up Apollo and Tozawa.
Yeah,
I can't have that.
Well, WWE can. But,
I can't have it.
Who else would you add to the Titus brand?
I mean, Ricochet, if he wasn't in the contract from Hill. I look, just because those guys are actually like good friends, I just want those like
that would be pretty cool.
Like super work rate guys managed by like giant ass Titus O'Neil. Like,
come on, I believe in y'all. Yeah. Make it a win, guys. Make it a win.
Papa Titus.
That's he gives a speech to his guys, and at the end, he needs to say, "Make it a win."
Like, speaking of Ricochet, he popped up on like the G1 shows, and he like cut a promo where he was like, he did a little bit of rock shtick, like he was cribbing The Rock, and then he was like, "Sorry, I didn't get to be on these shows." A certain underground fighting promotions being a real fucking like prick about like stuff or whatever. Like they wouldn't let him be on the shows. That dude is tied up for God knows how long.
Oh man.
Yeah.
How
That
long?
sucks.
We don't know.
I think
We'll say
when
3.
he first signed, they were saying it was like a 7-year contract or
Oh
something.
my God.
But there was always debates if it's 7 seasons or 7 years of like, because you know
I was
they
like
tape,
saying, fuck,
they
how
tape-
do you break that?
you know how you tape all that, they have all that shit in the can, so people don't know if it's like a 7-year deal or a 7-season deal or
Either
what.
way.
Yeah,
I mean,
What if they
you
get
can feel
canceled
like-
after 6? I would say.
I mean I'm not a lawyer, so
Damn.
I don't know when he becomes available.
WWE's
but
interested in him, huh?
I don't know.
Who knows?
Would they make? I'm sure they would make room for him.
No.
But who knows? I did notice that on 205 Live they debuted like a new symbol for Titus. It's him with the hands up, and it's got like blue and orange colors to it. So I won't be too surprised if we see a T-shirt.
Is
We
he
need
the
a tie-
Florida guy?
Yeah,
We need a Titus brand T-shirt.
I think that's going to be in the works very soon because now they have their logo. Now they're going to slap it on some T-shirts.
I don't know, man. Titus, if you're looking for a podcast to add to the entourage, we are happy to
I will follow you everywhere,
we will represent Titus worldwide.
worldwide. Prestige.
But yeah, the match itself, Titus spent the night hyping up Apollo Crews.
Former guest Titus.
That's right, former guest of the podcast, Titus O'Neil. Apollo looked pretty good in the matchup for the time that he got, which wasn't long, but he came out fired up and.
What was that? That was that meme they made in that when Braun hit him.
When you
and
never
kicked him.
skip leg
Yeah,
day.
this is when you never skip leg day. And this is what you can do.
That kick was pretty sick.
He went flying.
I'm not gonna lie. I laughed pretty hard, just from the shock of it. Like my initial instinct was to laugh. That was crazy.
He landed kind of like iffy too.
He
sort of
landed
on his
wonky.
head and neck, and I was like, whoa.
How can you prepare for that? Someone to kick you with those boots and you go flying and you land weird. It's like, fuck.
Well, you have to commit enough to where it looks like you're going to do the standing like moonsault, but
Yeah.
not actually do it, so that you give him a nice even thing to push off of. So you're putting your body in like a weird hovering position, and
And then
when-
it's about
when it-
his
when it-
leg strength, you know.
Yeah, when some big ass dude just like fucking shoves you with his legs, maybe you're gonna land.
You're
weird.
gonna go flying somewhere. Yeah, because I watched the replay of it a couple times where he wasn't doing the full rotation because that would have ended really bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, he kind of just went enough to where his
Well, I
back
don't know
was.
if he landed that way off of the flat. Maybe if he would have fully rotated, he would have landed more flat. I don't know. It's hard to say. That's a risk. That's a risk to take if you're gonna over rotate that though.
Yeah. It also gave him more of a plane to hit as
Yeah.
opposed to trying
Push
to
off.
do it vertically or
I think I
something.
kicked
but-
in the head or something. trying to
Shit.
do that.
Kicked in your head.
But yeah, that was pretty sick. So Braun Strowman ended up winning that match. Then he attacked some more. Titus O'Neil got up and was like, "Dude, enough! Knock it off! That's my client."
I like how Titus was down to like get in there for his dudes too.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, fuck this man. That's my dude.
Yeah.
You gotta ease up.
I
I mean, he got his SP too, but
it was the shoes.
that's true. That's true.
He wasn't ready for a fight, but
He was not dressed for a fight.
he was not going to back down, and he was going to protect his clients.
That's right.
His brand does not back down from anyone.
That's right. Even in a loss, he makes it a win.
I like that.
Thanks. So yeah, we got to see Cedric Alexander versus Noam
God damn,
Dar.
these dudes are still feuding. How
This
are
is the
they-
feud that never ends.
How are these dudes still feuding?
And it's still going to continue on 205 Live. There was a backstage segment with Alicia Fox talking to Noam Dar going, "No, we're not finished yet, and we're not going to be finished until Cedric quits 205 Live."
Noam Dar and who?
Cedric Alexander?
No, who's the girl?
Alicia
Fox.
Fox.
If he only did it that long. That's more like robotic.
The beautiful Alicia Fox. Yeah.
I'll take that.
We got to see Miz TV featuring the Miz Taraj, Dean Ambrose, Heath Slater, and Rhino.
Did we talk about this last week? How do we feel about them two with Miz?
Why not?
Yeah, why not? There's
Gives them
nothing
something to
going on.
do. Gives them
I
screen
don't know if I
time.
talked about this last week.
I like the idea of Miz with like goons, but for whatever reason I like the Spirit Squad as his goons better.
Because they had the spirit.
If they changed like Bray a little bit, they could. I felt like they should have brought Bo with him, and like the brothers could have been something.
The brothers Wyatt.
I don't know. Bo Wyatt. Bo Wyatt.
But why?
I don't know. But no, I mean, I guess I don't know. They have nothing for them, and this is okay.
Mm-hmm. But during Miss TV, Heath Slater came out and was like, "Hey, wait a second. You know, I've been here for 8 years and I've never had a championship opportunity of any kind," even though he's a 4-time tag team champion. But I'm guessing he was talking about singles competition.
Wait, 4 times, so 1 with
3 with Justin Gabriel and then 1 with Rhino.
Oh, I didn't know he was 3 times.
Yeah, when he was part of the Nexus.
He was never core.
He was the core.
He was in the core?
He named the core.
Was it?
Which is why it was misspelled.
Oh,
Yes.
I forget.
Yeah, that's all right. I forgive you. So they set up a match.
I think all those dudes are trying to forget the core too.
Miz versus Heath
Core was a
Slater
Nexus
set up.
ripoff.
Yeah. Well, it was Nexus versus Core.
And the
Turful.
Genesis of McGillicuddy.
That's right.
Yeah.
And a mustache was involved somewhere along the lines. I like the fact that Kurt Angle came out and was like, "Hey, we're going to put you in a match against both of these people. You're going to face Heath Slater, and you're going to defend your championship tonight, and then you're going to defend your championship against Dean Ambrose at Great Balls of Fire." So I'm like, okay, so he's not even considering Heath Slater a possible victor in this match. He's just like, you're going to defend it here, and you're going to defend it there. The end. Good luck, boys. Slater, I'm glad you're happy that you got this match. Miz ends up getting the victory, even though he ripped his pants. He was in his business slacks. And thank God he remembered to wear underpants. We got to see a Goldust and R-Truth segment. Speaking of feuds that continue to never end.
I don't see how anybody could wrestle like free balling with in like regular pants, you know? Like that's I couldn't see how anyone could do that.
You never know. There's some strange folks out there.
I mean, I could buy like, I know most of them wear like double tights, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But I could buy like, if you're going to wear the tights, I could see how you may be like, fuck it, I don't need any underwear. But like in like regular like khaki pants with all that much movement with no underwear, I don't know, man. I don't know. That's not comfortable at all.
No, I need something to hold that.
You got to have that support.
Yeah, support.
Some kind of something.
Support me.
So yeah, we saw that. Goldust and R-Truth, they had their little brawl. This thing is like
Their match is going to be at
hadn't been announced for Great Balls
Pre-show.
of Fire. Hadn't been announced.
but last minute pre-show.
It might be. I just want this thing to end. Like, I've been ready for it to end.
What will they have to do?
Huh?
Then what will they do then?
I don't care. They'll be off my TV for a while, and I'll be okay with that.
How long has R-Truth? Well, how long has Goldust been?
They're
on
both
and
in
off?
their mid to late 40s.
Goldust has been on and off with the company since what, 90s?
Yeah. Early to mid 90s.
I know R-Truth
He was in WCW in the late 80s.
R-Truth was in WWF in the Attitude Era for a little bit.
Okay, quick.
Yeah, okay, quick. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
I still love Art. I mean, I love them both. I still have love for him in my heart.
Yeah. I mean, I do too. There is that level of respect, but on the other part, I am so done with this storyline, and I have been for a very long time. This is just one that's never
Never-ending story.
It never clicked for me. Like, I never became really interested in it.
Yeah, you did.
Not really.
That one time.
That one time,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah.
That was about it. I've just never been interested in it. It's the odd couple, and he's trying to get him to be his tag partner. Now he's trying to get him to be his tag partner. Now they're both mad at each other. Now they're friends, and now they're tag partners, and then they break up, and now they're feuding. I just haven't had any.
Remember, with a tag team, that's always part of the cycle. They're going to break up.
Of course. So we got to see Seth Rollins defeat Kurt Hawkins in about 10 seconds.
That was the second match.
Huh?
They did one last week, right?
Yeah. And so Kurt Hawkins loses again. Then Seth Rollins cuts a promo on Bray Wyatt. Then we got to actually see something good. Samoa Joe and Brock Lesnar talking to one another. Samoa Joe getting frustrated, saying, you know what? Why are we even talking? Why are we separate from one another? I'm ready to fight right now.
How'd y'all feel about that whole promo? Just Brock laughing Joe off, and yeah.
I mean,
Joe was coming, kind of, angry, ready to do this, and Brock's just laughing him off.
I'm into it. I mean, I don't think there has been a better built program in I don't know how long. I mean, maybe a lot. So I have liked a lot of the Roman and Braun stuff, and I still do. But even then, I don't think any of that stuff has been as well built as this stuff. And I think they just dumb luck stumbled into it. I don't think that they
weren't intending for it to be this good.
Yeah. I mean, I just thought they were like taken aback by their reaction they got the first week, and they're like, oh, well, I guess we should try and do something with it.
Well, I hope that because we all have a feeling that this is the end after this, and they're going on to the next thing, whatever. But I hope this is revisited. I hope this,
Yeah.
I hope that the WWE realizes what they have with this. So
we'll see. I like the fact that they showed Samoa Joe on the hunt for Lesnar. He ends up finding the room that Lesnar's in. I love the fact that they open the door and you can see Lesnar in the background. It's just like, hey, come on in, join the party. I'm not afraid of you, but he's not really making any effort to advance towards Joe. So I thought it was great. I love the fact that the security guards had to pull Joe back, and Kurt Angle was involved in it as well. Lesnar came out of the door and was like, "Come on, man!" Come
Joe
on
threatened Angle too.
Yeah, I mean, it's just it's been so well built, and I hate the fact that it might be a one-off.
Short, yeah.
Like this,
well, at least for a while.
Yeah,
I mean.
I'm really hoping that their matchup is
phenomenal.
talked about for a long time.
I don't know if it's bad that it's a one-off, because I don't know how much longer you can sustain like this for these guys together. Like in a single angle, I don't know how much more. I didn't think it was this sustainable with the way that they like to book.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's a bad thing to move them away from each other after this. I just think that it's a bad thing only if they like just say, fuck it, we're done with Joe, so now he's back to trading wins with whoever the fuck, you know what I mean?
Balor.
That's when it's bad.
Rollins.
But as long as they still treat him like he is someone of importance,
a badass. And I have that fear. I really do. I feel that with WWE. I feel like they're going to do that.
That's why I still am like pleading, give Joe a chance, rewrite a couple things, move some pieces around, do what you got to do. Like, give Joe that opportunity, because Lesnar's a beast, Joe's a beast. Lesnar's a part-timer, Joe's a full-timer. Like, here's your chance to make a new star. It's not going to be on the same level as Lesnar. I get that. But
a new star in the eyes of some of the fans in the WWE universe.
Yeah.
They can still make a star out of Joe in defeat. He doesn't have to win this to be a star.
Yeah,
sure.
That's true.
It's all in how they lay this match out and what they give him.
Yeah.
And how they treat him afterwards. He does not have to win this to still be a big deal. He just needs to feel like a big deal in the match and be treated like a big deal after the match.
I was worried, the first few weeks and stuff like that, but now I'm having a strong feeling that they're going to book. I mean, this is going to be a good match. I'm having a strong feeling that, all the stuff that went down, like that. And of course, I think, they are playing good with each other, with Lesnar and Joe.
I think a lot of it is. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I think it's going to be good.
I think a lot of it plays on the strength of Joe as a promo. He doesn't say a bunch of cutesy shit. He doesn't say a bunch of like, look how.
Sure, that's the point.
Well, he's not like, look how clever I'm being. He's just like, he is straight to the point, but he's like convincible. Like you are convinced that, you know, he's just like a no bullshit kind of a dude. And to me, he's like an underrated promo in the sense that, you know, he's not going to do a 15-minute opening promo on Raw. That's not his style. But he can sell a match. He can convey like, you know, what he wants to do and what he's going to do, what he plans to do, and how, you know, how much of a badass he is in, you know, pretty simple terms. And I don't know, I think he's an underrated promo, and I think that's sort of why this works so well. Because you have to believe that Joe believes in himself enough that he doesn't give a fuck about whatever Lesnar's going on about, you know? And if you don't buy into, if this is Seth Rollins, I'm sorry, I don't buy into that fucking promo.
Yeah.
Even if you book Seth Rollins to beat Brock Lesnar, I don't buy into that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't buy it. I look at it and I say, fake. Nope, don't buy it. But whenever I see Joe talk, I look in his eyes, I'm convinced that this man believes what he says. You know what I mean? And
hell, look at the way that he did that submission hold on Paul Heyman. You know, he didn't have the microphone. It was so intimate because it was between them.
Yeah.
And he's like, listen, I'm a little offended that Lesnar's not here right now. So I want you to deliver a message for him. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put my arm around your neck. You're going to feel it tighten. And it's just the intensity that he's doing it. He's doing it so calmly, so intently.
But he has the range to where he conveys that menace whenever he's speaking calmly and quietly. And also when he's real pissed off and he's getting that in his fucking voice, and you see his fucking eyes and the spit's flying and you see his fucking eyes blow, you believe that as much as you believe like, he's got the range. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's like, I want him to win. I
can't believe the stuff that he's done. He's got on Lesnar, the stuff that they're allowing to do, like that chokehold, and they, you know, I know Lesnar's playing, you know, going with the, you know,
he's okay with it.
Yeah,
obviously.
I'm like, whoa, you know, it's like this wouldn't have happened with, I don't know, they must, you know, be cool with each other. You know what I mean? Like, you know, playing all this stuff. So
Lesnar doesn't let that happen with people he doesn't want it to happen with. Like if he wasn't like cool with the Joe to the level where he was willing to
kind of snub him a little bit.
Yeah, I mean he doesn't have to. That's, you know, where he is in the company.
I just think it would get people talking so much more if somehow Joe, you know, took him out. Even if it was by the what is it called? The
Coquina Club?
Yeah. I can never say it right.
I thought, like, back in the past, I thought it was called Cotina, or no, something else clutch. Was that what it was called even in TNA? I thought it was called something else.
I haven't heard them say it in so long, I don't remember.
But no, yeah, I know we're all looking forward to it. So
yeah. We got to see Neville go up against Mustafa Ali. For the time that was given, I really enjoyed the matchup. I thought Mustafa Ali got a lot of shine. Neville portrayed the psychopath, no one's going to steal my throne, very well. They zoomed in on the eyes while he's doing the rings of Saturn just to show how, like, psycho he's become lately. And I thought it was really enjoyable.
Okay, I haven't watched 205. Is Austin missing?
He was not on there this week.
Austin Aries, like last week and this week?
I don't know about previous weeks.
I'm pretty sure they did the injury thing where they're like, he's got to step back for a while.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got to reevaluate his career and all that.
No, I think he's hurt. Was it not an injury thing? I'm pretty sure it was.
Well, I know he sent out a tweet saying after the loss or whatever to Neville, he said, "Oh, I might need to take some time and reevaluate my career," something like that. But I haven't seen 205 to see if they did an injury line for it or not.
He's in a weird position where you can't just put him in the back of the line and just have a
regular match.
Yeah. I don't know.
Let me see if they say anything.
But yeah, did you have any thoughts on the matchup itself? Nah. We got to see Bray Wyatt cut a promo in the desert, and I'll be completely honest. As soon as I saw Bray Wyatt, I tuned out. I don't buy him. I don't buy anything that he's selling. His promos have become so cookie cutter. He changes the words up, but it's all the same stuff. And then he goes into the pay-per-view, and then he loses all credibility. He's not a threat. You know, he's threatening, but he's not a threat. So don't really care about the matchup, which we'll talk about in just a little bit. Finn Balor went up against Cesaro. Slow start, exciting finish. Finn Balor gets the win. Anything from the match to take away?
I mean, they never really got out of second gear, I felt like.
Yeah. The crowd got hot towards the end.
I mean, they went with the bullshit finish, so it's, you know, it was not going to have like a, you know.
Positive clean. Yeah. And then Braun Strowman defeated Apollo Crews, like we talked about before. Then Apollo got thrown into the ambulance. Braun Strowman taps on the ambulance. Okay, drive away. Doesn't drive away. He taps it again. Still nothing. He goes to the front. And oh my gosh, it's Roman Reigns.
Oh my gosh, I didn't see that coming.
He wasn't supposed to be here tonight. He wasn't there. So they brawl. They had a cool spot with the spear off the stage through the table. And I like the fact that they even pointed out that even after that, Braun Strowman stood back up. He got back up, and they were saying, you know, how on earth, even if you do manage to take him down like that, how the hell do you get him in the ambulance? So
how do you do it?
We'll have to see as we get ready for Great Balls of Fire, because we've got to hear those picks. We've got to hear those picks. We've got to hear those picks. Those great balls of fire. Balls of steel on fire. Taking place this Sunday on the WWE Network. They have a kickoff match announced so far. At least at the time of this recording, only one match. That would be Akira Tozawa versus Neville for the Cruiserweight Championship. So we'll kick things off with Mr. A. Bear. Cruiserweight Championship, Akira Tozawa, Neville. Who are you going to go with?
I believe in Titus Brand.
Yeah.
And I believe in the power of Tozawa.
Yeah.
So Akira Tozawa.
All right. New champion?
Yep.
Okay. Doug, how about you?
Man, I was going to go with Tozawa because I'm pretty sure I was certain that you guys weren't going to go with Tozawa.
I think it's time, like, Neville's had it for a long time. They didn't even drop it to Aries. So, who are they going to do? I mean, give it to Tozawa and let's strap a rocket on him. Bring him to the top.
Well, the orbit of 205 Live doesn't go very high, but you probably don't need a rocket, but...
Trampoline might do it.
I feel like Tozawa's a guy to go with. I don't know if they do it here, though. It doesn't feel like it's been built out. It doesn't feel like it's the story has been about, like, Tozawa getting, like, wined and dined by Titus instead of Tozawa Neville, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm going to say Neville retains, although I'd be all about them putting it on Tozawa here.
I'm going to go with Neville as well. For whatever reason, I feel like they're going to have Cedric Alexander be the one to take it from Neville.
Really?
That's just, yeah.
What are you picking up on that you think that?
I don't know. I have
Cedric Alexander, who's been in the 3-year death feud with Noam Dar.
Yes. Yep.
My man's been on ice for a bit.
Yep. For whatever reason.
I like Cedric Alexander, but I don't know.
Call me crazy. That's what I'm. That's where I'm heading.
All right, cool.
So I'm thinking.
They're gonna go with Is Neville gonna be like the longest? Like, you think the longest?
He already is the longest reigning cruiserweight, at least in the new generation.
Well, they act like TJP was. They say it like TJP was the first
one. I'm like, no, shut up. He's not the first one.
He was with that new belt.
With that belt,
yes. Yeah. He's the absolute very first cruiserweight champion. Who's Hornswoggle? It's no.
I'm going with Tozawa.
You got that one all wrong. It's not. It's
whatever.
Come on, man. You're rooting for the guy. You don't even know how to cheer for him.
Whatever.
Shame on you. All right. That takes us into the main card for Great Balls of Fire. Enzo Amore versus Big Cass. Doug, we'll go to you on this one. Who are you going to pick?
I'm taking Cass.
Yeah? Any particular reason?
I think he's the guy they believe in. I don't know necessarily why
It's because he is where the money is.
He's 7 foot tall.
He's very tall.
6 foot 10.
He is. Yeah,
He is very tall.
He is quite large. You could almost say he's big.
You can't teach it.
That's a big boy.
You can't teach that.
Yeah, I think Kaz is the project, not Enzo.
Sad. Tyler, how about you?
I'm going with Colin Cassidy.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. I'm gonna go with Big Cass to win, aka Colin Cassidy, for those who might not remember.
FKA.
Yes. Let's see. Intercontinental Championship: Dean Ambrose versus The Miz.
I really thought you were gonna say I'm going Colin Delaney.
You know, you combine those two together.
I might be interested in Colin Delaney, Enzo feud.
The size of Enzo, the look of Big Cass, you got Colin Delaney. The long stringy hair and
Not the size though. Colin's small.
I said the size of Enzo.
Oh, okay.
And the face of
Gotcha.
Big Cass.
He's got short hair now though.
Oh,
Yeah.
does he?
Yeah.
He betrayed his looks. So Dean Ambrose versus The Miz, Intercontinental Championship. I feel like Miz has got to retain here. Even though he had the upper hand on Raw, I'm going to go with Miz.
Miz.
Dumb is.
Miz. So there you go. That was quick. Hardy Boys versus Cesaro and Sheamus in a 30-minute Iron Man match for the Tag Team Championships.
They are, I don't know what's going on. They're taunting the heck out of the broken stuff.
Yeah. Supposedly they're getting closer to
Reaching an agreement on that.
getting an agreement with Impact for the broken gimmick. So
People want that shit. I'm telling you.
yes,
People want it. I want it.
Well, I mean, I feel like a good way to get there is to keep beating them until you accomplish that. Then they can do the. We've been beat so many times. That's what drove us off the.
Mm-hmm. They're kind of holding off on that until it finally happens.
Yeah, I'm taking Cesaro and Sheamus.
Same here.
See, but the thing is, I've heard that Sheamus is going to be taking some time off to film a movie of some sort.
Yeah, but who knows how long that's going to be?
That's true.
It could be like what? I don't even know how significant his part is. It could be like an afternoon.
Yeah. I'll go with Cesaro and Sheamus and defeat the Novelty X because they don't set the bar. They are the bar. Let's talk about all of our favorite match.
Let's talk
for
about
this one.
Let's talk about it.
Bray Wyatt versus Seth Rollins. A-Bear, kick it off. Who are you gonna go with?
I feel like Seth has to win because always.
Because why not?
No, because Bray always loses.
So that would be the perfect time for Bray to win and prove that he is a god.
And then he can lose his next match.
And then he's got to win every once in a while. I would love to see Bray Wyatt's win-loss record on pay-per-views. It's got to be phenomenal.
Thomas, are you still listening?
Yeah.
Nobody listens to this show anymore.
Nope. Seth
Rollins. Seth freaking Rollins.
Yeah, freaking.
Seth.
You sort of hesitated
Well,
there.
I hate the Seth freaking Rollins thing. It's so corny.
But he's Seth freaking Rollins.
Yeah, see, the thing is like the thing about the freaking thing. It's supposed to be like you're so
Seth
mad.
fucking Rollins.
Yeah, if you're so mad that you would say fucking, that would mean that you couldn't.
We're in a
control
PG
yourself.
world where you got to say freaking.
So you don't say.
We're
it,
not
you
PG
just-
anymore.
so you
Dag-nabbit.
don't say it at all.
We're not in PG anymore.
If you can't control yourself
Don't
to
be
the
rated
point
R.
where you feel like you need to say fucking, then you wouldn't censor yourself to freaking.
Fucking Rollins.
It's corny as hell.
Who are you calling a cootie queen? You lint liquor.
It's very corny. I hate it. I roll my eyes every time I hear it, and every time I see that stupid T-shirt.
And it on the big screens.
Yep. It's very corny.
And also, when other people say it, what was it? Paul Heyman. There's Seth freaking Rollins.
Yeah. So I'm going to go with Seth freaking Rollins.
You can go with Seth fucking Rollins.
Fucking Rollins to win.
Fuck it.
Yeah, why not? So, yeah. Let's go into the Raw Women's Championship. Sasha Banks versus Alexa Bliss. Doug, we'll go to you on this one. Who you going to pick and why?
I'm gonna say Alexa retains.
Yeah?
Yeah, I just feel like.
Nia Jax is going to be the one to take it off of her?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's where they're going. I think they at least have to. That's the road they've at least laid out, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Whatever.
Tyler?
Bliss.
Bliss? I'm going to go with Bliss as well. So that'll take us into the ambulance match. Roman Reigns versus Braun Strowman. Or should I say Braun? First person to incapacitate their opponent enough to throw them in an ambulance and have the ambulance drive away shall be declared the winner. Tyler, who are you going to go with?
I'm going with my heart, not my mind.
Oh, God.
Braun Strowman.
Braun Strowman for the win. FTW. Doug, what do you think?
I got my boy Roman Reigns.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Any particular reason you want to try and sway Tyler?
I think that there's time for Braun's shit to play out. I think they have specific end goals with Roman and the fact that he's got shit lined up with Lesnar, unfinished business. He's got shit lined up and unfinished business with Lesnar and with what was the other one?
Bray Wyatt.
Fuck that. I don't know. I forgot. My mind completely trailed off. I forgot what the fuck I was gonna say.
Rick and Morty.
But
Seth freaking Rollins.
I just feel like there is a roadmap for there actually is unfinished business with Rollins as well. So
You cashed in on me on WrestleMania.
So I just feel like,
cool.
and you can and an ambulance match win over Braun is not a pinfall or a submission. It's not a decisive victory. It's just I threw your ass in the back of a car.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck does that mean?
I get out though.
It means exactly as much as they want it to mean, which is to say it means a whole lot until they want it to mean nothing at all, and then it means nothing at all when Braun says you didn't fucking do shit but throw me in the back of the. It's a huge deal.
You got lucky, Roman.
Yeah.
Again.
It's a huge brag. I beat Braun until they don't want it to be a big brag anymore. And this Braun's like, you ain't do shit, motherfucker. Let's finish this.
I slipped.
Yeah. So
I think that Roman's gonna win.
Yeah.
But I want to go with Braun.
I'm gonna pick Roman Reigns to win as well.
I bet the match is gonna be good. I'm excited.
I'm hoping that the match is good.
They've had good matches in the past.
They have. They certainly have. And the way that they were building it on Raw this past week, where they're saying, "Oh, you take Braun out, but you can't even get him in the ambulance afterwards." Like they're gonna find some way to do that, and I'm sure piss off a lot of fans, but whatever. It's gonna be a fine match. It's gonna be a knockdown, drag out match, and these guys are gonna beat the holy hell out of it for our amusement. So I'm all on board for that.
It'll be good. It'll be good.
Yeah. Final matchup: Samoa Joe versus Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship.
Hopefully, be hot.
I hate to have high expectations, but I'm incredibly pumped for this match. I hope that they go for a long time. I hope they beat the holy shit out of each other.
All night, babe.
Yeah, let's go. Space Mountain, longest ride.
Even you, baby.
Longest line. Oldest ride, whatever. I'm hoping that they are given ample time to put on a compelling matchup. Like I said, beat the holy hell out of each other. I'm going to pick Brock Lesnar as much as it pains me. I want Samoa Joe to win this match, but I think they're going to go with what their original plan is and have Brock Lesnar get the win.
I think there's a lot of talk of them moving up Reigns and Lesnar to SummerSlam instead of Mania, so this is the path to there, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. So you're picking Lesnar?
Yeah, I'm taking Lesnar too. I mean, my interest is peaked. I am very intrigued by how they're going to lay this match out, like what they're going to give Joe. I'm very interested to see how this plays out. But I'm taking Lesnar.
Me too. Brock Lesnar.
Sad. I want Samoa Joe to win so badly. But as far as that goes, I got to say, those were some great picks. Those are some great picks.
Those are some great
picks. What?
I don't know.
What happened there? You okay? We've been doing that for like over a year, and all of a sudden
it was like I tripped over a word and I fell into some weird words.
We've been doing it for longer than a year.
Shit, man.
Yeah.
That's some great
year and
dicks.
a half, 2 years. No dicks. What'd they put in that drink of yours?
Woo!
What's happening here?
Uh-oh.
Yeah?
I don't know.
You okay?
I tripped over a word and I fell into a vat of words and I'm drunk.
Are you drunk?
Yeah.
You okay?
Yeah.
All right. Well, before we go into SmackDown Live,
Okay.
there have been a lot of jokes made about this pay-per-view name, Great Balls of Fire. So I ended up pulling up a list. I did a few of them. So I got different sources and pulled up a number of the worst pay-per-view names for WWE. I kind of want to just go down the list of some of them. Don't look at the screen.
Oh, sorry.
God, you're ruining everything. Trying to see if you remember any of these. Mr. Drunky. So obviously Great Balls of Fire taking place this Sunday. There was WWE One Night Stand.
Oh, yeah, I know that.
2005 to 2008. Great name for a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
2006, December to Dismember. You remember that one?
Yep.
That was ECW.
Yep.
Surprisingly, one of the ones that made the list, Over the Limit, 2010 to 2012. Very interesting. Another terrible WWE pay-per-view name, according to multiple sources, Taboo Tuesday. Do you remember that one?
Yeah.
Cyber Sunday, Taboo
That's where
Tuesday.
it was originally Taboo Tuesday. Guess what day it took place on? Then it was moved to Cyber Sunday. That one actually took was around for 2 years, 2004 to 2005.
Who remembers Wanker Wednesday?
I think we all remember that day. There was an In Your House pay-per-view back in 1995.
Only 90s kids will remember.
Yeah. 1995, Seasons Beatings.
Never
It was an In Your House. 2011, Capital Punishment.
Hey,
Yeah.
why are we doing all the pay-per-view names?
Just because everyone's making fun of Great Balls of Fire. Like who came up with that? Why would they do that? So I pulled up a list. I checked several
Great Balls of Fire is
websites.
significantly worse though.
It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. But since you were out of the room for a couple of them, there was One Night Stand,
Yeah, of course.
December to Dismember,
Yeah.
Over the Limit. Then you came in for Taboo Tuesday, Seasons Beatings, back in '95. That was an In Your House one. Capital
One Night
Punishment.
Stand, I don't think is bad. It says exactly what it was. It was just like a one night ECW reunion.
Yeah. One night, 3 nights, 2005, 2008. Capital.
Well, it was originally intended to be a one night, and then they brought it back. So.
Yeah. Capital Punishment in 2011. Everyone will remember that as the R-Truth heel turn going up against John Cena and then proceeds to lose.
Okay.
The whole conspiracy thing. In Your House 1996, Beware of Dog.
Never heard that.
Yes.
Beware of Dog.
It was a thing.
The Bounty Hunter.
From
That had
2000.
to be like a
British Bulldog.
yeah. That's what I was gonna say.
And according to the articles, the power went out during the pay-per-view,
Can't remember that. one.
and British Bulldog wasn't even involved in the pay-per-view.
Oh, that was
because
the
they
one
had
where
to
the power
cancel
went
it.
out, huh?
I think so. Beware of Dog, because he grabs onto the power cable and he yanks it out.
Back in those days, I didn't see every pay per view. That was one of the.
Yeah.
That was back in the era where I would still watch like the scrambled channel.
Yes.
And like trying to figure out what the fuck's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Back when you really needed JR to be on point and tell you what the fuck was happening.
Yes. Absolutely.
Because that's all you saw.
Because you could close your eyes and you could picture it right then and there. Then you open your eyes, and every once in a while, the picture aligns just enough for you to see about 2 or 3
Like
seconds
enough
of
for
it.
you know what's going on.
Yeah. Okay. They're in the ring right now. Dude, I remember like going to school the next day, and my friends would ask me, "Dude, who won? Who won?" Because they didn't want to wait until Raw.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, I would watch it, and then
Right.
I'd go and
You'd quote unquote watch it. And
I'd listen to it. Then I'd go to school the next day and be like, okay, here's who won, here's who lost, and
me
here's
too,
what happened.
man. I don't think people, kids these days, they don't know.
They
what
don't
it's like.
appreciate it.
They don't remember what it's like to be
They don't know what it was like.
They don't have that like touchstone to where like your parents are like, fuck no, I'm not ordering you a $50 pay-per-view every goddamn month.
Mm-hmm.
And then you'd be like so desperate to know what was going on, you'd watch through the fucking
Channel 99.
scrambled channel. Yeah.
Yep. I remember that is actually how I saw Kane make his debut
Really?
during the Hell in a Cell match. I was
Nice.
listening to it, and when the fire came on, like the pyro for the fire, that was when the picture was actually clear. Like as long as the flames were going, the picture was steady.
Nice.
And I was like, oh my God, look at that guy.
And it was so like, you would get so mad because you'd be staring at this fucking scrambled shit for like hours, and every once in a while, it would just like align enough, and you'd be like, oh shit, I can see what's going on. And then you'd be like,
That clothesline was awesome.
yeah, and then you get so mad because it just wouldn't fucking stay on the clear part. You'd be like, ah.
Not another chin lock, damn it. I've wasted the good clarity for a chin lock.
Man, these youngsters don't have any touchstone for what that
They
was
don't know what it was
Your
like.
fucking $10 a month fucking WWE network.
Spoiled. All of you. Going back to the list, from 2000 to 2003, Insurrection with an X instead of a C.
I would actually
That
love
was in
to
the
hear.
UK, right?
Yes.
I would actually love to hear some listeners chime in with like moments they remember from like watching the older listeners. If you remember,
Yes.
like,
Chime in on that one.
yeah, let us hear some your scrambled paper.
How many of you sat in your room watching scrambled WWE pay-per-views in your room?
Yeah.
Those were the days. The last one I have on the list, St. Valentine's Day Massacre 1999 in your house. So there you go. There are some terrible WWE pay-per-view names just for your enjoyment. In case you didn't know, you weren't aware of them, go and check them out on the
I gotta
WWE
say, Great
Network.
Balls of Fire is like an all new low though, right?
It's up there. It's definitely up there.
Because it just doesn't make any fucking sense.
No, it doesn't.
At least like Capital Punishment, you see what they're going for there.
And it was in Washington, D.C.
Yeah,
and
there was like a theme to it.
Dude, Bad
One
Blood,
Night
bring back
Stand, yes,
Bad-
it's kind of sexual, but you get that it's like a one night ECW. You know?
Yeah,
That
for one
makes
night
sense.
only
Yeah,
kind of
what the fuck is
thing.
Great Balls of Fire supposed to mean? Nothing. Someone just said.
Well, they just got the rights to Jerry Lee Lewis's Great Balls of Fire, and
I know.
said, "All right, well, let's throw something together."
I know on a technical level, like how it must have happened. I'm just saying, like, you know, it doesn't make any sense.
Who was in that meeting when they said, "You know what? We should call it Great Balls of Fire."
Balls.
Balls of steel.
Bring back Bad Blood.
I'll rip your head off and shit down your neck.
I like Bad Blood.
I've got balls of steel. Anywho, SmackDown Live, 4th of July episode, got to see the return of John Cena as he pumped up the crowd, got them all excited.
And Rusev.
And Rusev, who made his triumphant return to SmackDown, or his first appearance on SmackDown since the draft. Sporting the short hair, nicely trimmed beard, all that, going, dude, I've been sitting at home rehabbing from an injury, and all of a sudden I'm seeing all these video promos promoting John Cena's return. Where the hell's mine? That's messed up. And these stupid Americans, and you just want to eat hot dogs and hamburgers all day.
I mean, word, of course I do, but
Yeah. I'm all about that grill now. Grill life. But they
I only like hot dogs off the grill. Like I can't eat, like, if you know some people like boil them in like pots and shit. Can't do it.
really?
If I'm gonna eat a hot dog, it's gotta be off the
Sister
grill.
does that.
I don't know why. It's just different to me.
You just need the grill marks.
It tastes different there.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, does it matter if it's charcoal or gas?
I don't know if I pay that much attention to it.
Interesting. We'll have
I
to
think I like
we'll
charcoal.
have to test that out.
I think I like charcoal.
We need to have a day where we have a charcoal grill, a gas grill, and a boiled
I
hot
already know.
dog.
I already know I don't like the one.
You'll be
Oh,
blindfolded.
oh, you
like a
want-
blind
taste
taste test.
test, okay.
Yeah. Let's see if you can. We'll see if you know which one is.
I
Well,
can definitely
whatever.
pick out the fucking charcoal.
I'm offering free food for you, so
All right, we'll do it.
Hey,
we'll set up a day one day.
I can definitely
I
pick out
think
the
you can tell
charcoal.
a difference. I know this is a different thing, but it kind of reminded me of Noah. One time he can't tell a difference between Coke and Pepsi. And he took the challenge.
I'm
at
calling
the mall.
bullshit
No,
on
it's a
that.
dumbass.
Yeah, he
No,
took,
it
he
is
took the
not.
challenge at the mall, and he couldn't tell the difference between Coke and Pepsi.
I remember taking that test at the mall, and they were like, "So which one's better?" I'm like, "Well, I can tell you which one it is."
What? Which one's what?
And they're like, "Okay." And I was like, "That's the Coke, and that's the Pepsi." So they're like, "Okay, here's a little bracelet."
I like both. I go back and forth. Sometimes I
yeah.
drink Coke. Sometimes I drink Pepsi.
Pepsi
Depends on what-
Sometimes I drink Dr. Pepper. Sometimes I drink Mountain Dew. Sometimes
Root beer. Give me some root beer.
I'm all about that soda life. I don't drink water ever. My kidneys are probably fucking stones like themselves at this point.
All right.
Yeah.
Kidneys of stone.
Stones.
So yeah. So they hyped up a flag match, flag on a pole, polling.
So after this,
whatever.
then John Cena's gonna go to Raw for a little bit. No,
He'll
take a break and then
be.
go.
He's gonna go wherever he wants, basically.
I think it was just a way of hyping him back. I bet he stays on SmackDown.
But he's a free agent, and he's putting everyone on notice. I think that they were.
And his first match just happened to correspond with the burden that he was already
Oh,
off.
sure. That's because.
So if you're gonna make a big deal about him being a free agent, you think he'll
that's
do the
because
first thing
Raw
on
talent isn't allowed on SmackDown.
Oh, no, John
But free
Cena's-
agents can go back
He's
and forth.
free agent, man.
Which we've seen through Heath Slater.
Oh no, it's now gonna be John Cena's on NXT. What?
If he wants to.
He's a free agent.
How crazy of a farewell tour for John Cena would that be if he becomes the 17-time WWE champion, goes over to Raw, becomes the Universal champion, goes to NXT, defeats Bobby Roode, and becomes the champion, and holds all the belts.
I mean, anything to get Bobby Roode out, that's fine.
Yeah?
Let's do it.
You're out.
Glorious. So yeah, we got to see a match
Also,
where
hot take, controversial opinion. People are gonna shit on this. John Cena, better theme song than Bobby Roode.
Ooh.
Suck on that, internet.
Suck on these nuts.
So yeah, they set up a match between AJ Styles and Chad
I've
Gable.
always liked the first Johnny. I like the first John Cena
Big
song.
Johnny.
John Cena
People
song better
power.
than the second one.
I think that
So
I like
you
the,
think you're
I mean,
untouchable?
I like them both, but I like the. I don't know. I've always liked the first one.
Word life. This is basic thugonomics from Big Johnny
Johnny
and
Sorry.
people power.
What were you gonna say?
Oh no, I was just saying I like the new one better than basic thugonomics.
What?
So you think you're untouchable?
Hey, speaking of rap,
Oh, we getting into
that
it?
was me doing our transition into the.
Like wrap it up or?
No, I was saying
no.
I was gonna say we could transition to the
rap battle.
the rap battle.
Epic rap battle of history. New Day versus Ogos.
Let me just say, a lot better than I thought that it was
Yes.
going to happen. First of all, I like Wale. Second of all, I thought it was going to be super corny, but it was kind of cool.
It was enjoyable.
Yes.
I like the fact that they both had their squads behind them.
And they both sides had a couple of zingers for the other team. And I was like, all right, right on.
What was the ones the New Day with stuff about the Uso about Total Divas?
Yeah.
And about Roman carrying
About
Roman's
Roman.
bags. And the one that everyone like really got off for was with the rated R for
Yeah,
Xavier.
yeah. You should
Even you can see he was like, you motherfuckers, that's pretty good. He was like, all right, motherfuckers, that was pretty good.
You know what I think is awesome? I
They
hope
ran that past each other before they went out there.
I hope they didn't.
Yeah.
I hope they just surprised him. I felt like
Because Xavier looked pretty entertained by it. He was like, all right.
and both sides were actually laughing at certain things if you notice it.
They were. This was so often do they get these type of segments so wrong, but this one was pretty good. I give it to him. On
This
one.
is one instance where a celebrity being inserted into the mix is okay.
Also, Wally's like a huge wrestling fan. So
Yeah. Did you see him
Wally
rocking
Mania.
the Wolfpack shirt?
Yeah.
Man.
Wally Mania,
Yeah.
he does every year. And what was it the Usos were saying? We know that you run with the New Day.
He's like, well, hey, I'm impartial here. Hey, I'm unbiased.
But no,
I'm just
yeah,
the
I like
judge.
that, man. As they both broke.
And
the
Wally
characters.
was like really good because he just like did his fucking thing. He wasn't like annoying or fucking like hyping like himself up a lot. He was just sort of like did his part and
He's like, I don't want to get.
And he didn't drop any bombs. And
Yeah,
I mean, I
I
don't
don't want to
care
get
about that.
suspended
That's-
how I did last
it got
time.
nothing to do with me. I don't care about that, but yeah, I just thought he wasn't annoying. He was just
Yeah.
like he was like cool and he fit into the segment perfectly.
yeah,
And
blended
You know,
in very
and-
well.
And I think that's what he
And he
wants.
lost a shoe.
He loves wrestling.
He
He
did.
wants to have that good relationship with WWE.
Yeah.
So, and this is a good.
well, he
way
did.
towards-
He did get like like banned or whatever. He was
Yeah.
like, y'all can get me banned again or whatever. But I don't know. I thought it worked. Like so often, this shit does not work for them, and it just worked. It worked.
90% of the time.
Yeah.
A lot of people are saying that the Usos before the disqualification were the winners.
I think they were too.
Yeah.
They had better like rhymes and flow.
And they went off of one another.
Yeah.
Where it was like
They
Big
clearly
E
worked
versus the
their shit.
Usos. Then the Usos bounce off of each other. Then it was Xavier, and then it was
Xavier
Kofi.
was the worst.
Dude,
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on. New Day, they're like on everywhere right now. They're like, people are wanting them. Like, they did like the morning show for Rhett and Link. They're about to be on an episode of Adam Ruins
They all did that while they were taking their time off.
Yeah, and they're gonna be in an episode of Adam Ruins Everything. Yeah.
They're all over the place. Yeah. But as far as the matches go, they had AJ Styles set up to go up against Chad Gable, where the winner was put into the Battle Royal for the main event to determine
poor
who was the
American
number one
Alpha.
contender.
I mean, what's their thing? You know,
What do you
going
mean?
on right now? Like as a tag team.
They're still a tag team.
Yeah, but
They actually had a WWE.com exclusive thing with Chad Gable. He was like, "Hey, noticed you were here by yourself this week. Is everything going okay?" And they were like, we're still a tag team, and we're supporting each other no matter what the other wants to do."
I support you.
Yeah. So
It doesn't make a lot of sense to me why Jordan just got into the match, but Gable had to fight his way into the match.
yeah,
And I know that plays on the open challenge thing, but still,
It
had he
was-
not, would he just have already been in there if he didn't?
well, they kind of addressed it where they were saying, "Look, AJ, look, Chad, you guys both claim that you want to face Kevin Owens, but y'all were both defeated by Kevin Owens.
Okay.
So you have to fight each other. Winner gets in."
Sure. I like the Gable match. Well, it was like
Yeah.
it was not too much to it, but it was just like a little bit of showcase, so it could be known that Gable could hang a little bit, and then AJ sort of giving him the "you're all right, kid" nod, and that sort
Yeah.
of gives him a little clout. So.
Even AJ Styles even took to Twitter saying, "I threw everything I had at the kid, and in my however many years of being in the business, this was, he really showed me something."
Yeah, all he had to say was like the kid can hang, and that's good enough, for the crowd.
Yeah, it was very well done. After
But it
that,
wasn't too much. Like they didn't throw away a potential future match between
Right.
these guys, and they did enough for him to be like the kid can hang, and him to get that residual like overness off of AJ.
nod, yeah. After that, we got to see Carmella come out and say, "Oh, you don't get what you want unless your name is Carmella, which is me, because I'm still Miss Money in the Bank." And Dana Bryan came out, fined James Ellsworth $10,000 and suspended him for 30 days.
See, that all got over, but did you feel like the heat was still there, like it was like the past weeks? I mean, did like what they did for her work? Is her heat sustained? Because I felt like it was definitely like a step down from where it had been.
Yeah, I felt like Ellsworth tried to get the crowd riled up.
He's kind of all right as that like second he surprisingly sort of knows what he's doing. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? For a guy who doesn't have TV experience before that, he sort of took to it. He's like a heat magnet, and that he knows like what to say and what to do. He knows how to play off
He's
Brian.
learning.
Yeah,
He learned.
he's pretty good at that.
Yeah.
He's never going to be a great wrestler. I mean, he's a comedy spot guy, but he's sort of figuring out that fucking heat magnet shit.
I mean, we only see him like really, really wrestle. They never give him a chance to really, really wrestle.
Nah, you can tell he's not going to light anyone's
He's
load with her.
they're not going to give him that opportunity.
That's not his spot.
Yeah. You know what's really crazy is that at the end of this month, he'll have been in the WWE for a year.
He got a 2-year deal.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I think he's going to the
Halfway there.
I'm telling you what, man. I know I keep on saying this every now and then. I am looking forward to 2K18 because I hope he's in there. Not just as a stupid manager role, but I'm hoping a wrestler role, like in the game.
He might be.
I'm hoping.
Time will tell. So yeah, he was
Ellsworth action figure.
fined and suspended. After that, we got to see the third championship match for Lana in her third match on SmackDown or on the SmackDown roster, going against Naomi. Lasted about 5 seconds. Naomi put a submission hold. Lana tapped out. And then Tamina comes out and sort of stands between Naomi and Lana, tells Lana, hey, get up. So, and I was thinking about this, and it almost seems like that's all that Tamina has really known, is to be the backup, the bodyguard kind of thing.
A lot, yes.
I mean,
when she first came in, she wasn't like that.
They made it seem more like if she was going to mentor her than she was going to be her second. Because she was sort of bossing her. She's like, get your shit, let's go. Like, I'm going to teach you how to be tough or something. I mean, she didn't say any of that, but the impression I got was that she was going to be like, hey, let me toughen your ass up or something.
Maybe.
Which doesn't come across to me as like, I'm going to be your second or whatever. I mean, she may eventually be her second, but it seemed more like a
mentor role.
Yeah, than a backing role. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe I missed that part. But we'll see. I guess we'll see what happens. Backstage, Shinsuke Nakamura got attacked by Baron Corbin. Corbin was like, you think I'm afraid of you? You think I'm afraid of you? We saw the rap battle.
I swear, whenever he got hit and after he said, you think I'm afraid of you? When he makes his noise, I thought he goes, yeah. I thought he said, yeah, or whatever.
Yeah, I'm scared.
Sir. Something like that. I was like, he just answered your question.
You just attacked me from behind, you bastard.
Can I just say, after this weekend, when Okada had to cut like a English promo, he's kind of a better English speaker than Nakamura.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's like, he's not fluent, but he's like, he gets across, he puts his sentences together faster. And look, I'm not shit talking anybody. I can't speak any fucking other languages. I can't even speak English. I'm just saying that like, he seems like a better English promo than Nakamura from that small, whatever.
Did you see where there was someone that was rumored to be?
Or he was at Raw and he was walking out and she was like, Okada. And he's like, hey, how are you doing?
Yeah, that.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that. I mean, obviously I saw it. I recounted it for you, but yeah.
Thank you.
It was just like a quick, like he was exiting Raw and a fan was like saw him and put their phone on him and taping it. And she was like, Okada. And he was like, hey, how are you? And he just kept like walking, but he just like, was like pleasant and like. Yeah.
So is he like a free agent right now? Or?
No.
Okay.
They were in the States for the G1 USA specials.
Gotcha. Just making sure.
Yeah.
Okay. After that, Aiden English, Randy Orton. English gets a cheap shot. And they go to commercial, and we got to see what happened near commercial. Orton spent most of the time on the outside, crawl back in, match starts. English goes on the offensive. Randy Orton comes back, starts attacking Aiden English, gets himself disqualified, and then Jinder Mahal comes out and cuts a promo. Pretty much it. We got to see Ty Dillinger backstage for the first time in a while, and he got approached by... what name did they go with? Tanae Young?
I believe that's what it was.
Was that it? It was Breezango. Tyler Breeze was trying to dress up like Renee Young, and Fandango was in the background as a maintenance crew member with a mustache. And it was kind of funny. I chuckled a bit at some of the moments.
Yeah, it was fun.
And then they
I did not see it.
He knew it was them, obviously.
Yeah.
And he was just like, calling them by their actual names.
Yeah. And then,
but not in a dick way. He was just like, I know who you guys are.
Okay, see you later, Tyler. Bye, Fandango. I like the fact that after that, Fandango came up and was like, do you think he knew that it was us? And he goes, I didn't even know it was us. And then they cut to Renee Young, who's like, wow, okay, that was weird. I mean,
because they went from him pretending to be Renee to Brene.
Yeah.
I was telling Tyler because he didn't see it. I know you know. I don't have to explain to you, but.
No, you don't. She was talking to Mike and Maria Kanellis again, and then they were interrupted once again by Sami Zayn, who apologized profusely. And you know what love is, right? It makes the...
I like that part. I like the when he was
I like awkward ass
sing
like
and other
sing. That's right.
That's
right.
That's the one. God, they're playing my music.
Who said that? It was Huey Lewis.
Well, actually, Huey Lewis in the news.
In the news, the news doesn't get that recognition.
But they're playing my music. Sorry, so
I guess that's gonna be a feud coming down. It's like, oh, you interrupted him.
Yep.
And blah blah blah. Yeah.
And Maria was having none of that. No love for Mike after that. I
realized that Sami Zayn's taller than Mike Bennett.
Yeah. Yep. And that takes us into the Battle Royal. It was fine. Kevin Owens was on commentary. AJ Styles ends up winning.
Did you happen to see was it Talking Smack when they talked to AJ about that and stuff?
No.
And it's like they're saying Kevin Owens says he's better than you and stuff, and AJ's like, well, the only thing that Kevin Owens is better than me at is eating hamburgers.
Yum.
I think he just said eating.
Oh, I thought he said hamburgers.
Maybe he did say
I'm
hamburger.
all about hamburgers. Yeah. So that pretty much does it for SmackDown. Do you guys have any hot topics, any news on WWE 2K18? Or?
I guess Impact is now Global Force Wrestling.
Yeah.
Well,
Did we not talk about that last week?
I
Well,
think
wait,
we
Or did it drop
they-
like right afterwards?
They acquired Global Force last week, but since then, Impact is becoming Global Force.
So it's gonna be called Global Force now.
Yes.
It's not
Global
Impact.
Force Wrestling Impact.
Impact is still
That's
the
the
name of the show, but the name of the Global Force is going to be the company. Show's still going to be Impact. So instead of like, it just like instead of like TNA Impact is a show, it's Global Force Impact is a show. You know what I mean?
I was about to say I was tired of TNA, but it's still TNA basically. But
I
But it's
didn't
Global Force now.
I didn't catch Slammiversary. I was watching the G1 shows instead.
all I know is
Shark Boy.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
Was he there?
Yes.
Oh, I heard. I don't know if it was true that they were trying to get JR to do commentary or whatever. Because I
He's
know they
under
did Don
contract
West.
to WWE. He's got like whatever.
He's got like a 2-year deal with
Yeah.
WWE.
I know he's
That's not
Don
happening
West and
anytime
some
soon.
other guy, or whatever. Because
Don
Josh
West.
Matthews and
Jeremy
Borash. I wonder how all that stuff went, man. I wish he would have got. I wish somehow
I
I
heard
got.
their match was very like Hardy's esque. They did a lot of that stuff.
Like the
okay.
broken gimmick.
Yeah.
I know. I read
I mean, not
that.
the broken, but like the weird stuff.
Weird
That's
stuff.
you know.
Shot weird.
So I read online that was it Alberto cheated to get the title, right? Was that it?
I heard the spoilers and then I promptly forgot what happened.
And apparently, allegedly, Paige was there wearing a lucha mask. So
Allegedly.
Just sitting in
Allegedly.
the crowd watching.
sitting in the crowd, yeah, because she's not allowed to be shown on TV for
But the
in a different
fans are
company.
saying that.
Like, do you remember the one time TNA showed like the Highlander in the fucking
Yeah.
crowd and they got his
Yeah.
ass fired?
yeah.
She wore a mask.
Yeah.
Yeah, she wore a lucha mask, and supposedly a fan took a picture of the reserved for on the chair, and it was her name. So, yeah,
Huh. Okay.
was it Sarah Beavis? Something like that. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. You got anything for 2K18? Any updates? Have you seen anything? Have you heard this?
Kurt Angle is the special bonus.
Pre-order
bonus.
Yeah. So if you want to play as the Olympic gold medalist right away,
Yep.
get the pre-order, or you can wait until like 6
But
months
also,
down the road.
like the
and
pre-order is,
download
I
it.
guess it was the digital one. You could play it 4 days earlier, whatever. I'm like, I don't care about that shit.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to play Kurt Angle, you know, and
You say that now.
I don't care to play it 4 days early. It's like, I don't think
That's-
that's gonna happen with the.
That's 4 days before
Look.
anyone else.
Here's the thing that I've learned throughout these past few years:
It's not the bundle.
things
You get to download it
come up
4 whole days.
because there's one time where I took a day off. I don't know if it's last year.
It was last year.
before, and all the shit pops up, and people want me to do stuff, so I never got to.
That was
you know.
last year.
Oh my gosh, I
remember
was
that.
so pissed. I was so pissed about that.
So don't tell anyone you're taking the day off. Just take the day off.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think there's been a year since I've been playing those games that I played the game less than I have this past year. I have barely played that game. I've been really busy, but I mean, I just did not spend very much time with it at all.
Stupid work and life getting in the way.
But I mean, I think they're gonna have way more people in the game than last year because
Yeah.
of all the new acquisitions.
NXT, James Ellsworth,
James
Kurt
Ellsworth,
Angle,
205.
205. That's right. Maybe some of the UK guys.
Oh yeah, maybe. They'll
Maybe.
probably be DLC.
Yeah, I'm sure they will be. It'll be like the NXT expansion or something where it's like 205 Live and UK. And some of the ladies from the Mae Young Classic.
Nah, I don't think that's. I guess too late.
We'll see. So, anywho, well, that's all I got. Anything else from you guys?
Woo! No, I don't.
I'm sure there's other shit, but I can't think of anything.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for us this week. If you have any questions for us, feel free to drop us a comment either on our YouTube channel, WNSvideo, or our Facebook page, WNS Podcast. Check us out on WrestlingNewsSource.com, WrestlingNewsSource.com on Facebook. Subscribe to us on iTunes by searching Wrestling News Source Podcast.
Hey, don't forget to cut those commercials.
Oh, thank you.
Cut those commercials.
I got them right here. First Responders Appreciation Day.
Oh, yeah.
Wrap it up, BM
Where can
tired.
they find your DMs?
Wrap it up, BM tired.
Want to find us on Stitcher, beyond podplayer.fm, and Satchel. Just search for Wrestling News Source Podcast to find us.
The podcast is on Twitter at WNS Podcast. Daniel is at WNS_Daniel, and Tyler is at Tyler_Aber.
You
There
find
you
Kenny
go.
Omega's DMs.
For the podcast crew, I am Daniel
I
Herron.
saw your DM.
You
I saw the DM.
You saw my DMs. I'm Tyler Aber.
I'm Doug.
We will catch you all next week. Enjoy balls.
Break it down.